Well, Mark Carman is one of those gun owners. He joins us now from Washington, D.C. And Mark, you've started an organization called the American Coalition for Responsible Gun Ownership. Who do you represent in this debate?
Well, we actually, I started off representing myself, actually, and all of a sudden I got 1.4 million views on a video that I put out just ranting on my own Facebook page. And so the way I look at it is we represent responsible gun owners who realize that along with a dangerous piece of equipment like a firearm goes a lot of responsibility, and that there needs to be responsible regulations in place to help people stay in line with that. So we represent those gun owners, in my opinion.
This is, I don't have to tell you, an emotional issue, a very divisive issue. And of course, there have been many who look at your role in this with suspicion, and they think, well, you know what, you're a plant here for the president and his supporters, and you're just not for real. What do you say to them?
Well, I've heard all of that, but you know, the proof's in the pudding. It's not hard to follow up behind me. I've been accused of being you know, a paid actor and everything else, but you know, it's not hard to figure out who I am. Easy to find.
So help us in Canada figure out this debate, because we're familiar with it. We see it from north of the border, but we hear this strong support for access to assault weapons, the strong support for access to lots of ammunition, and of course what the president describes as this ritual of calling for thoughts and prayers after every mass shooting. Why aren't we hearing more from other people like you?
I can't answer that question logically. I can tell you that for a long time, as a gun owner myself, I just didn't pay attention to what was going on about it because I just shut those people out. But when the president came on, just like in this plea right before the lead into to this conversation we're having, when the president came on television here pleading for gun owners and say, look, I can't get this Congress to do anything, I decided to take some action. But I really can't understand. I can find no logic in why someone with reasonable prudence and caution would say, oh, it's okay, we don't need any controls on firearms, and just let anyone and everyone that wants to have one.
You know, one of the common arguments is restrictions may stop the good guys, but the bad guys are still going to be armed. And you live in a country that, mass shootings aside, has a lot of gun violence. And there are a lot of people out there who are armed and probably have bad motives. What about being armed for the sake of simple protection in your country?
I'm all for that. I believe in the Second Amendment, and I believe that people that are responsible can pass a background test, know what they're doing. There's no reason for them not to have a firearm. I carry a gun myself. I'm a former police officer, and I have a concealed carry permit, and I believe that people ought to have a right to defend themselves. But again, I think that goes to people who are eligible under existing law to purchase a firearm. When it comes to the criminal, you're exactly right. A criminal's going to get a gun. They're going to figure out a way to get it, but they won't get one from me. They won't get one from a responsible gun owner who just will not go out and break the law, if for nothing else, for fear of reprisal and going to the penitentiary.
The president says there has to be change in your country, but that change is not going to come quickly, and certainly not before the end of his term. So let me finish with this. If things go the way you hope they go, what will be different in the United States in, say, 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I would like to see that across the borders of each state, each of various states, we have a single solitary means by which people acquire firearms, and that includes comprehensive background checks on every single firearm purchase. I think that's a huge step in the right direction. And again, you know, going back to it, we don't know what it will have as far as an effect on criminals, but I know that it will keep honest citizens from selling guns to them when they go to acquire one.
Mark Carman, thank you very much for speaking with us tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.